Today marks a rather troublesome milestone in our beloved Garden State. Today, our state budget passes the $50 billion mark, which is $14 billion more than the prior administration's budget. We must also keep in mind that there are an additional $24 billion in federal funds, all in a bill that we were just handed 36 hours ago. And I have to tell you, it feels like we were kept out of the equation in all of the decision-making on this monumental budget. In fact, we were prevented from having the treasurer answer some very difficult questions from our Senate Budget and Appropriations Committee. This is not a bipartisan effort at all. The people of the great state of New Jersey want us to work together. This isn't it. There were, and still are, a lot of very good ideas from our side of the aisle, but those ideas were not given a full and fair airing in this body. As such, we Republicans were denied a real opportunity to have input both in the process and in the final budget. This results in taxpayers, our constituents, essentially being shut out of the process as well, a process that has overtaxed them by $9 billion, an absolutely astronomical amount, a process that has heaped billions of dollars more in borrowed funds on their families, cut their school aid, and took their hard-earned dollars to pay for pet projects and an unprecedented amount of pork. So Senator Sarlo was absolutely correct. We are going to talk about pork. The fact that the budget is really a product of just a few individuals talking amongst themselves and ignoring the real needs and desires of the taxpayers is disheartening enough. The real tragedy is that there are people who are hurting and small businesses, which are the backbone of our economy, that need our help. And Trenton, under this administration, has decided to spend money in ways justifiable only to themselves and not to the people who actually made the revenue and were overtaxed. Over the last several months, both myself and my colleagues have talked a lot about giving back the money to our taxpayers. Sadly, this budget only goes through the motions of doing so with no real effect. We have record high inflation, which is harming all of New Jersey's 9 million residents, skyrocketing gas prices, higher costs at the grocery store, a baby formula shortage, and rising economic anxiety about making ends meet is present at every single dinner table across our beloved state. This budget had a chance to do right by those people, but it hasn't. This budget fails them. There is so much more this body could have done to give it back, but we didn't. Mr. President, I will vote no on this bloated budget, and in doing so, I will be voting no against the biased and unfair process by which this budget was unleashed upon the people of this state. We need to do better, and I'm committed to fighting for that principle as long as I am honored to serve here. I follow social media, and I'm told that I'm not supposed to do that and listen to the comments and read the comments. So many comments from people across our state say they want us working together. It's really high time that we actually listen to them and begin to work together. I must vote no on this budget. Thank you, Mr. President, for allowing me to speak.